Czy masz odwagę powiedzieć żonom? Dziś stałem tam, gdzie stało domo.
Welcome guys, and another review or maybe more complaint about the My Band 9. Again, I have a problem with a My Band. Again, I'm talking about this first time, but I was thinking that from generation to generation they will repair it, they will fix that problem, but no. I've used My Band 6, My Band 6 NFC, My Band 7 standard, My Band, and I use My Band 9. And as you know, in the generation 8 they changed the cable. This is a socket on a table, charging socket. So up to generation 7 standard you have the round plug, and from a 7 Pro and 8 you have that flat plug. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is different. Of course, this is a different problem, because the My Band doesn't support quick charge, doesn't support power delivery. This is the biggest problem. Because if you will connect it to a fast charger like a quick charge or a power delivery, it will not work at all. Usually, when you have a phone which doesn't support fast charging, and you will connect to a fast charger like a power delivery or a quick charge, it will use standard charging, which is normal, yeah. This is normal thing. That is use a standard charging in this type of situation. But when you connect your My Band to a quick charge charger with USB Type A, it will not charge at all, because it uses only two pins, the plus and the ground. They doesn't use USB communication pins, which they use. You need two pins for communication. The fast chargers like quick charge with USB A or power delivery with USB C needs to make a communication with a device. To ask, do you need a standard charging or do you need a fast charging? The problem is if there's no communication on a USB pins, these two inside, then there will be no charging at all. And when you connect your My Band to an old style 5-volt standard charger with up to 24.4 amperes with a 5 volts, this chargers gives you 5 volts instead of without any communication. So they will give you 5 volts on the two external pins. That's the really big problem for me, because this day, mostly nobody uses old type chargers. So when you travel somewhere, you need to have one power delivery charger for your phone, and the second classic old school USB charger just for your My Band. So you need a separate charger for that. And the biggest problem is there's no communication. I've tried to use my camera battery charger, which supports classic charging 5 volts 2 amps, but it uses data communication. So when you connect it to a fast charger, there will be communication with that, and it works. The second problem is that there are no cables USB Type C to a My Band. The only cable on aftermarket cables are USB Type A to a My Band. So if you use this type, a USB Type A cable to connect to your My Band, you need to use a standard charger. There's no option to connect with USB Type C. The problem is if you want to charge it from a computer, because usually most newer computers use USB Type C, and usually there's 1 or even 0 USB Type A ports. So you need a special converter, a special hub, Type C to Type A, to change the standard of. That's the problem. Small cable USB Type C will change everything. Everything will work. Especially now, when most people buy USB Type C to USB Type C cables to have power delivery. Most people doesn't buy USB type A to USB-C cables anymore. So that's another thing. You need to have a cable with USB type C, and you need to support communication with a charger. Without communication with a charger, there's no option to charge a Mi Band. And it's not a small thing, because you usually, when you want to buy a charger somewhere else, you will forget a charger from a home, and you are on a trip, you will go to a gas station, you will go to airport, shop at the airport. Most chargers are quick charge or power delivery. There's no option now to buy a standard old school charger with a 5 volts. No way. So that's the reason I will resign from a Mi Band, because it makes me sick that I need to think to have another charger together, and no. I'm really irritated with that situation.
Ty co kobiety chciałbyś zniewolić, pozbawić chciałbyś niewolnej woli. Rządzie biskupie, do was to mówię, wstydzi się was dziś kraj. Nie płaczcie siostry,